There's a little black woman walking and spraying stuff on the sidewalks and trees on Elizabeth and Florence. I don't know what the hell she's doing. It scares me, though.
This is the most disturbing 911 call I've ever listened to on the internet, and it's it's mind blowing. Anyway, let's get into the story. Hey, beautiful people, how you're doing today? Together Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. So this video is a video of a white I-square man calling the cops on a 9-year-old black girl. Literally, this black girl was going around a neighborhood trying to catch the lanternfly, that it's not good for the environment and the plants. And this a white neighbor, a white man, decided to pick up his phone to call the cops on this black 9 years old girl. So this call is so disturbing because the way he described this 9 years old girl to be a black woman in a hood, like, guys, I need you guys to see this video and the response of the police officer to this 9 years old girl, and then we'll talk.
Hi. How are you? What's going on?
There's a little black woman walking and spraying stuff on the sidewalks and trees on Elizabeth and Florence. I don't know what the hell she's doing. It scares me, though.
Do you have any clothing description or anything?
She's a real small woman, real tiny. She's got a hood on. You can't miss her.
Hi. How are you? What's going on? Is that your mom? What's that? Oh, what are you using to sponsor? You're trying to catch him? Is this your mom coming down the street? Okay. Someone just called in and said that she was alone spraying something on the grass.
She's catching the...
I see that.
Tell Gordon I said thank you.
Oh, you know Gordon?
Just really
okay.
well.
Yeah. Okay, can I just get your information?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Joseph. Are you serious?
Yeah, I guess he saw it. I'm not sure.
Does he not live across the street from me?
I saw it too, and I thought, wow, she's doing a school project.
Yeah, somebody else helped her. She's
right.
like, just get the lantern. She's
okay.
like, Mommy, the tree's infested.
Oh, she's obviously fine.
We are.
You're obviously next door neighbors.
Yeah. I yelled good morning to his right. No.
No, you're not in trouble.
How many did you kill? How many trees did you save?
They're bad. It's water. She's catching lanternflies.
Is she really?
She said she lives right here. Yeah, she's catching lanternflies. All right, I'll see you later.
Racism, intentional or not, is still racism. I'm not here to label anyone, only to share my point of view as a Black woman, a Black mother, and a Black resident in this town.
She was not only doing something amazing for our environment, she was doing something that made her feel like a hero.
Let me know what you think about that video down in the comment section. Go ahead and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this. So the little girl's mother and little sister decided to speak up in the town hall meeting they had, and this is what they had to say.
The morning of October 22nd, our neighbor called the police, identified himself as Gordon Lorshie, and reported there's a little Black woman walking, spraying stuff on the sidewalks and trees. I don't know what the hell she's doing. It scares me though. And included that she was wearing a hoodie. My 9-year-old daughter, Bobby, had a hoodie on her person, but did not have this hoodie on her head. It is sickening and scary to hear my neighbor use triggering words that have resulted in the death of too many Black and brown children and adults at the hand of the police. Black, hoodie, I'm scared. Those are triggered words. His ability to do something like this was not a mistake. It was intentional, and I'm here to talk about Mr. Lorshi's intentionality and what the disastrous outcome that could have been our reality had the Caldwell Police Department not responded to Bobby the way they did. I do commend the responding officer in this incident. I am concerned and outraged. I want this to be a teachable moment for our town on racial bias, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and how we together can ensure that go forward, little Black and brown children in this town can feel safe in this community. Racism, intentional or not, is racism.
Tatum Wilson. Bobby is 9 years old and is in the 4th grade. My family and I are here to talk about what happened to my little sister around 2 weeks ago. In her class, they often talk about things going on in our environment. One of the most recent talks was about spotted lanternflies. They are an invasive species all over America, especially in New Jersey because of all the trees. These insects actually kill the trees. They do this by feeding on the sap within them through the bark, which weakens the tree and causes them to die over time. Over the course of 6 months, these pests have knocked down thousands of trees by feeding on them in New Jersey alone. But we also cannot forget the 10 other states they've been invading. My sister was doing some research on them after seeing them in our local park and hearing them about them in school. While researching them, she realized there's a non-toxic solution you can make at home that can effectively kill the spotted lantern bug. She proceeded to make a mixture which was made up of water, apple cider vinegar, and a little Dawn dish soap. She then discovered multiple infested trees on our street and decided to give the solution a try by spraying them on the trees and the actual bug. She was not only doing something amazing for our environment, she was doing something that made her feel like a hero. Our neighbor across the street, Mr. Gordon, saw my sister spraying the trees with the solution and didn't know what she was doing. Usually, if you see a child that you know doing something that might not be good, you'll walk up to them or ask their parents to tell them and let them know what's going on. But instead, Mr. Gordon decided it would be appropriate to call the police on my sister. He also claimed he was scared. First of all, she wasn't on his property, and second of all, he knows us. We're his neighbor, and it's not like there's numerous other Black families on our street. It's not only racist what he did, but it was extremely traumatic for my sister. She sees all these other Black children and adults on the news being killed by police officers for doing nothing wrong. So when this call rolled up beside her, she was immediately frightened because she did nothing wrong.
Ma'am, he is 71 years old, and he is old enough to know the difference between a young child and a young woman. She's 9. He can tell if it was a woman or not. Also, to the point of him being really afraid in his neighborhood, he is also the leader of the Republican Party for Caldwell, New Jersey. And he is also a retired police officer. So there is no excuse for the trigger words that he used. There is no excuse for who taught him the racism, or even if it was taught, it's not taught. He's probably the teacher. And lastly, be mindful of how you speak on racism, because it really is interesting that you keep pushing the fact that he was afraid. What about her? He's 71, she's 9. He called the police on her. He was a police officer.
Little Black woman.
Hi. How are you?
Watch this video. You've probably already heard about this, the little Black girl in New Jersey who was killing lanternflies in her neighborhood. And her neighbor, who knew her, Gordon Losh, I think is his name, called the cops on her, which is crazy. But the worst part is he described her as a little Black woman in a hoodie, this 9-year-old girl. And that's triggering, and that's fucking weaponized racism. That's dangerous language. A Black person in a hoodie. That's what white people say when they're scared. And Black people have been killed because of shit like that. So fuck that guy. And the cop here gets no points for showing up and doing the right thing and not arresting anyone, or realizing that it's not a big deal. He gets no points for that. And fuck him for even asking the mother for any information. All cops are bastards. And fuck Gordon Losh.
So I went ahead to add people's reaction to it. So go ahead and share your own thought down in the comment section, because you know what we do here, we have conversation. So go ahead and share your thought. For me personally, this is my own take on this issue. First of all, this is a grown man that, like, for sure he knows the difference between a grown human and a woman and a child, and clearly this girl has been in his neighborhood. This girl is his neighbor, so he knows exactly what he was doing, calling the cops on the girl. My own is that, what is the agenda? What was it trying to gain? What was it trying to do? Because this is where, imagine he had like a police officer that his head is hot and all that. Like, that will come all defense, like, oh, there's a black woman in the neighborhood trying to spray some chemicals somewhere else, because that was the interpretation of what he said. For me, I feel like he knows what he was doing, and using those trigger words, like the mother said, like I really don't know what to say. At 2022, we're still having situations like this, that you have to target a child, a black child, because you're uncomfortable because of her skin color. Like, I can't get past that. Like I always say, like, the fact that you can think of harming a child, like, the level of your sanity is a different one. Like, you're in a different group of persons when you think that, oh, I'm going to do any sort of wickedness towards a child. Like, no, I can't take this anymore. Anyway, guys, go ahead and share your thought down about this video down in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of this conversation. And with that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.